So probably in last lecture we have discussed about the introduction to the different electrical characteristics of the CMOS, right? CMOS transistor. What are the basic and very important electrical characteristics of the CMOS transistor? So logic voltage levels, then DC noise margin, DC output loading, then fan in, fan out, AC loading, transition time, propagation delay, and the power concentration, different power factors, dynamic power, static power, and all that. Okay. So first we will discuss about the logic levels, right? So what do you mean by logic levels? So as you know, different family and different types of what we can say, the logic family have their own voltage levels that is predefined, that is equivalent to the high, that means 1, and low, that means 0, right? That means typically if you talk about the transistor logic, TTL logic, so if logic 0 can be between 0 to some 1.5 volt, and logic 1 can be between 4 or 4.5 to 5 volt, right? Any range between that 4.5 to 5 can be considered as a logic 1, and any range between the 0 to 1.5 it will be treated as a logic 0. Okay, so this typical logic levels can be a major electrical characteristics when you are going to design some CMOS logic or a complex CMOS logic digital design. Okay, so for this, low output level can be a less than 2.5 volt, 2.4 volts, and high output level can be greater than 2.6 volts. Okay, that means whatever the voltage that are less than the 2.4 volt, that all are considered as a low output or low value, and all the voltage levels that are greater than the 2.6 volt, that all voltages can be treated as a high input level. Okay, and the figure shows the transfer characteristics, and it is much dependent on the power supply, its voltage, its temperature, and the what load that you have connected at the output, that means output loading, which type of load that you have or you are using for your design. So basically these logic levels are depending upon the three major factors: your power supply voltage, its temperature factor, and the output loading factor. That means what kind of load. There are different types of loads. Some of there are resistive loads, some of there are capacitive, there are inductive loads, right? So which load that circuit has to drive, depending upon that, different logic levels can be decided, right? Then we will talk about the DC noise margin. Okay, so what do you mean by this DC noise margin? There are two different margin levels: low margin and high margin. What do you mean by low margin level? So there is a formula to calculate this low margin level, which is VIL max minus VA max, right? VIL max minus VA max. What is IL, or what do you mean? How to calculate that low margin level? So for that case, if you look at the diagram, then if you consider the lowest or the highest value of the logic 0, right? Lowest value of the logic 0 and the highest value of the logic 0, and difference between that lowest value of the logic 0 and highest value of the logic 0, that band is called as low noise margin, right? So particularly this band, this is a low noise margin. It is difference between the lowest value of this logic and the highest value of this logic 0. So this difference is the low noise margin. Similarly, you can calculate the high noise margin also. How to calculate that? It's the difference between the highest logic 1 noise margin subtracted from the lowest logic 1 noise margin. So particularly this band is nothing but the high noise margin or noise margin high. Okay, so typically its value is 1.25 volt for the low noise margin level, and for higher noise margin level also its band is 1.25. But the thing is, the voltage levels that you are considering, that will be different. For low noise margin, it can be a 1.35 minus 0.1. That means that this highest value is 1.35 and this lowest value can be 0.1, right? So it is equal to the 1.25. The difference is 1.25. Similarly, on the high noise margin, the highest value, that means this value can be 4.4 volt and this lowest value can be 3.5 volt. So the difference is 1.25 volt. Okay, so this is what the difference that you can consider for the noise margin high. So this is about the DC noise margin. Similarly, what is DC output loading? So as I told you, there are different types of loads that can be connected at the output. There are some resistive loads, there are some capacitive loads, there are some inductive loads. So basically your circuit, what type of load you are driving, right? That means it can be a resistive load, then obviously its response will be different. If it is capacitive load, then obviously its response will be different. So it's totally depending upon the which type of load that you have connected at the output. Okay, so you can look at the figure. So basically this is a CMOS inverter, and in first case we have considered the resistive load, right? So sink and source, these are the two concepts that you should remember. That means output sinks and output source. What do you mean by sink? An output must sink current from the load when output is in the low state, right? That means whenever the output is low, then it must sink the current from load, right? It must sink current from the load to the input side. That means the current flowing direction is like this, shown by this blue arrow, this one. This is the sinking. That means now you are accepting the current from this output load and you are grounding it to the ground terminal. This is the sinking, right? Exactly reverse is the case with the source. What is source? The output must source current to the load when the output is in the high state. That means whenever this output is in high state, then it must source. That means it must supply the current to the load. That means from this VC now, this current will driven by this load. And in this case, case number A, that means the sink case, the current is drawn by the output and it is supplied to output. That means thing is to remember, source means to provide, right? So output will provide the current to the load, that is the source. And sinks means what? Output will taken out the current from the load, that is the sink case, right? In case of source, output will provide the current, and in case of sink, output will take the current from the load and it will ground it. So this is what the DC output loading. Then if resistance, right? How it works actually? So whenever this inverter circuit, right, this CMOS inverter circuit, if you are talk about, when this lower resistor, right, or this upper resistor will get open terminated or open terminal, then what will happen? This output will drive or sink the current from the load and it will simply ground it. And when this lower resistance will get open terminated and the upper resistance will get short, then the source action will take place. What is source? That means now this VCC will provide the current to the load, and in this case this output will take the current from the load and it will ground it. So this is about the DC output loading. Now what do you mean by fan in and fan out? Okay, so the fan in a way you can say, fan in is nothing but in case of input, so the circuit is able to accept how many number of inputs at a time. So it's a fan in condition. म्हणजे एका इनपुटला मॅक्स और किंवा एका सर्किटला किती इनपुट्स तुम्ही देऊ शकता, मॅक्सिमम इनपुट्स, राईट. So that is the fan-in condition. That means if number of inputs that a gate can have in a particular logic family is called as logic family's fan-in. म्हणजे एका particular गेटला, see, ideally we are talking about there can be infinite inputs that gate can accept, but in practical scenario it is not the case. Every logic family has a fixed number of fan-in, right? Every logic family has a फिक्स्ड नंबर ऑफ फॅन इन. म्हणजे फॉर एक्झाम्पल तुम्ही अँड गेट कन्सिडर करा, तर अँड गेटला काय तुम्ही इन्फायनाइट नंबर नाही देऊ शकत. सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन फॅमिली देर इज अ रिस्ट्रिक्शन दॅट मॅक्सिमम 16 or 32 or maximum 64 inputs that AND gate can handle. More than 64 it is not capable of handling. This condition is known as fan-in condition, right? So, and that is depending upon which logic family gates or which logic family components you are using. So in practice, the on resistance of a series transistor limits the fan-in of CMOS gates. So basically the on resistance of the series transistor, that is the impacting factor in case of fan-in condition. And if you go to the data sheets of particular gate of particular logic family, then you will come to know how many maximum number of inputs that gate is able to handle, right? It is not the case that you can give the infinite number of inputs. No, it is not the case. And that restriction or that value is known as fan in, right? Exactly opposite the case with the fan out. What do you mean by fan out? So the fan out of a gate, let me reshare my screen, just a minute. Just a minute. There is a network issue from my side actually. So okay, let me explain this a fan out concept now. Okay, so basically exactly opposite is the fan out. Okay, so in case of fan out, what is the case in case of fan in? That means how many maximum inputs that particular logic family can handle, right, to its logic gates. That is the fan in. Exactly opposite the case is the fan out. That means how many maximum output a particular logic family can drive, it's known as fan out of that logic family. So this is about the fan in condition and fan out condition. That means fan in means what? Maximum किती input ते घेऊ शकतं, and fan out म्हणजे काय? Maximum किती output ते drive करू शकतं. That is the fan out condition, right? Okay. So this is about for today's lecture. We will stop here. In next lecture, we will discuss the next electrical characteristics of CMOS transistor. Okay. Those who are remain to upload the lab manual, do it on urgent basis. Already the date is exceeded, right? Last date was the 25th of May. Today is 9th June. And many of you have still not uploaded the lab manual, so just do it on priority basis. Okay. Okay, I have marked your attendance. You can leave now.